What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of Soulful Conversations with Frank and Sheila. In today's episode, I'm I'm going to drop some gems straight from my own experience of being in a 29-year relationship. 27 of those married. Yes, you heard it right. 29 years. This episode, this episode is about getting real with how we show up in our relationships, or maybe how we don't show up. My wife and I, we have learned that relationships don't just crash and burn out of nowhere. We've had the privilege of counseling people, so we've seen this. Like before you know it, before the couple know it, the vibe just isn't there anymore, and they're not vibing anymore. Now, you probably heard people say stuff like relationships are hard. Yes, they are. Yes, facts. I'm gonna call it facts. But you know what's harder, family? A toxic relationship. Toxic relationship, that's a whole different level of stress. When you're in a bad relationship, it's like nonstop drama. You think reality TV is bad. There's constant arguing. There's the vibes off. You're not feeling each other. The emotional roller coaster never ends. And some people don't want to come home to find other things to do. And worse, it starts messing with your mental health. Then you have stress and anxiety, and even physical stuff starts manifesting like headaches and sleepless nights, and this all piles up when you're stuck in that toxic energy. And trust, once that toxic energy builds up, it affects your emotional connection, and the emotional connection starts fading, and then the foundation of your relationship starts to crack. So, emotional connection. I'm gonna be dead serious with y'all, family. When my wife and we met, I ain't know nothing about no emotion. I don't even know what the word was out there, an emotional connection. But I've learned that emotional connection is the glue that holds the relationship together. It holds things together. If you lose that, then everything starts to fall apart. It begins to unravel, and sometimes even quickly. And that's when the drama starts, and communication shuts down, and trust fades, and isolation happens. And suddenly, you're beefing over something as small as taking the trash out. And the wildest part, and this might shock some folks, but you might still love each other, but definitely don't like each other anymore. I know that's crazy sounding, but that's where it gets crazy. Because then when you're in that kind of mindset and in that kind of relationship, you're like strangers under the same roof, but you call yourself in a relationship. Now, none of us go into a relationship thinking it's going to end up like this, right? We go into our relationships, and we get caught up in the honeymoon phase, when it's all vibes and butterflies, and that's my boo, and that's my means, all of that. But the real work, that starts when the butterflies chill and life start kicking in, and work and the bills and that mortgage and car note and whatever else comes about. And if you're not intentional about staying connected, that connection will make the relationship slowly start slipping away. So what's the move? How do you keep the vibe alive? It's all about effort. Not just when things are falling apart, but every day. It's about, checking in, calling each other, texting each other, really listening to each other, holding hands, saying I love you, and really meaning it. And those little things that keep the emotional bond strong, keeps the connection going. And yes, while all this is happening, conflicts will come. Yes, but they're going to happen. But it's how you handle it? That's what matters. Are you trying to fix things together, or are you letting it tear you apart? Those are the big questions. So, so let's get real about expectations too. They they can mess with your head if you're not careful. When when the expectations aren't met, disappointment turns into resentment, silent, heavy resentment that builds up over time. And if you let it stack, it's really going to make a mess in the relationship. And here's the thing. This is something that a lot of times we don't think about. We change. When we're in these relationships, we change. I've changed. My wife has changed. The person that we fell in love with at 25 years of age might not be the same person at 30 years of age. And that's cool. But if the relationship doesn't grow with the both of you, you're going to hit a wall. You're going to you've got to keep evolving together. And a lot of times we try to love that person like the 25-year-old when they're 30 and they're different. And family, if you're out there denying these problems, I just want you to sit with this. Like, this is not about blaming anyone. It's just about taking this assessment of your own relationship and being intentional. You know, these are lessons that I've learned and I wanted to share with you. And trust me, it's been a journey. I have not always got it right, but I made the effort. So that's it for today's episode. If you vibe with this or found it helpful, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And until next time, stay connected, be intentional, and keep that energy right. Catch y'all later. Peace.